Hi lovely Aquarius, welcome to your July 2021 reading. I'm Gemstone Tarot and you are Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross watchers, everybody is welcome, and for you we're using Smells Like the 70s Tarot, Morgan Greer. Don't know why, just really feel like it, and that card is definitely for you. Ooh, Aquarius. Okay, if this resonates, there will be an extended reading as ever, and the link will be in the description box below the video. Okay, powerful cards. Let's keep going. Aquarius, what do we need to know? Oh, you again. Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Just going to put these to one side. Oh, crumbs. What do we need to know for Aquarius? Oh, so many swords. Huh? So many lovers. Wow. That card came up in the oh, crumbs. Okay, you got a really strong reading. Let's just put it that way. Magician is your overall energy card, which I read as Aquarius, with the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. The Magician and the Emperor. What would happen if these two guys were the same person is the message that I'm getting. Whew. Okay. The first card that came out for you is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card that comes without fail when you do need to be walking away from something or someone in some way. Now, it can be the relationship exit card. It can come up when you've split up with somebody. It can come up when you're going to split up with somebody. You know, if you watch my dailies, you will know that I will not glitter the turd if it comes down to it. When you get the Eight of Cups, there's something, okay? It involves giving something up. Now, sometimes it can mean distancing yourself from someone's behavior if you don't like the way that they're behaving. It can be, you know, I love you, but I am not going to tolerate X. It can be boundary setting, but it's strong, okay? Now we've got this little moony sunny thing at the top, which I always take to mean kind of eclipse energy. Now, we had a solar eclipse on the 10th of June. We're now into July. I'm just going to have a look at the date of the next eclipse. I don't think it's for a while, actually. Here we are. Yeah, right up into the 19th of November. Taurus lunar eclipse on the 19th of November. Okay, so it's like 5-month period of time between now and then. Maybe even 8 months. It can be 8 weeks, but I think it's longer than this. This is a problem to solve with somebody who is close to you. Right next to the Eight of Cups, I've got this King of Swords. Now, he comes up for air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But I don't think this is you, I think this is someone else. He's looking at the Eight of Cups person walking away, and he's saying nothing at all. Okay. There's a decision to be made. It may not happen in July, but the start of it does. The start of it may have started happening in June when we had the eclipses. In fact, at the end of May, I'm going backwards and backwards, aren't I? We had a lunar eclipse in Sagittarius about the 26th of May. It may have started to kick off around then, but for some of you, this may also relate to 2018, which is really weird, but you had eclipses in your sign and Leo back then, which were so powerful at the time that even if it's not the same person, what the events that happened in 2018 leading into 2019 are so informative of what's going on with you at the moment, Aquarius, that they're worth having a little think over, okay? Just Google eclipses 2018 or something like that, and you'll see the dates and have a look what was going on with you, because there was a lot. Then we get this card, the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is like a minor arcana hanged man. You get two aces of swords, two good ideas, two different paths to follow, and a blindfold to go with it. Brilliant. So all of the knowledge, none of the sight. When we can't see without, we do see within. I seem to be like I'm going to get an aircraft to take off or something. I don't know why I'm miming so much. There you go. You could be dealing with a Gemini maybe. So we see within. You take this within. As an Aquarius, you might not want to go within. Aquarius is an air sign. It's a fixed sign, and it's the sign of the group or the populace. It's not natural for you to emotionally dwell on things. It's one of your good points, isn't it? It's like very useful for that. But there comes a time when you kind of have to. And I think this time will come in the next few months. It might be like 8 weeks, but I think it's more like a few months. Four of Swords, you need to make peace with something. You need to make peace with something to do with the Eight of Cups and the King of Swords. That I'll admit I don't fully understand from these cards, but I think if it resonates with you, you're going to understand this reading. It's one of those, okay? There's a choice to be made. There's some very powerful characters on the table. King of Swords himself is very powerful. His power is that he doesn't lose control. He can master his emotions. He's logical and cool and light blue and cold and can keep his feelings locked in a box, and he's clever and he's witty. And in a way, he's a good communicator, but actually emotionally, he doesn't communicate, but he says a lot. Are you recognizing this person? Some of you are. Okay. You're the magician in this. You get to have a hand in how this plays out. If you're prepared to do the spiritual stuff to go with it. Okay, this is you. This is Aquarius. Here's the magician, as above, so within, so below, as without, so within. All of the tools are on the table. We've got the sword, the pentacle, the wand, and the cup. The emotions, the logic, the fire, and the earth. I never get that one. Okay. Had to have it. Death card was underneath it. This is a big change. It's a big change. Flipping it, honestly. I can't, this is it as a tarot reader. Sometimes you get like itchy fingers. You're like, I can't stop turning over the deck. Alrighty, this is a big reading. I'm going to flag it up to you now. It's a big reading, and I'm going to tell you I don't understand why, and it's making my nose itch. I just pulled 3 cards. The Devil, the Death card, and the Magician. I know. 3 big players in the tarot. If it was a James Bond film, they'd probably be pulling these, although they'd probably want this one to go with it, but you've already got it. The Lovers. Crumbs. The Devil, the Magician, the Lovers, the Emperor, and the Death card. Spiritual big jobs. Okay, when you get the Lovers, major arcana, there's a choice to be made, and that choice involves sacrificing something or someone. Again, this element of sacrifice is coming in. It's necessary. This is a sacrificial card. It's Saturn in Pisces. It's the need to, something you still love, these 8 cups at the front, or something or someone that the love is still very much alive. You know, who cares about walking away from something that's already gone? No one's bothered about that particularly. You know, a few days you're going to be over that stuff. It's when it's like this that it matters. When there's still a beating heart, when there's still love, when there's still the 8 cups. 8s in tarot are very dynamic. And in the middle of your reading, as if it wasn't enough, this big, fat, juicy, gorgeous Ace of Cups, big heart of love beating in your reading. This is hot stuff, no doubt about it. If you're in a situationship, relationship, ship with somebody, this is a big deal. It's a big, big deal. You may be feeling a bit wrecked from this. You might be feeling a bit tired, a bit exhilarated. It may be a bit one way than the other, okay? Over the next few months, the opportunity comes for you to really shift it, to really move this connection with this King of Swords, with this Emperor energy. Maybe at a bit of a cost, and you don't want that cost to be you. This is the dilemma of it. How to move forward with authenticity but not compromise yourself. How to make the choice. The Lovers used to be called the choice when it was a tarot card. Before the Lovers, it was the choice. How to make the choice without eliminating the wrong people, or without losing yourself. The person that you're dealing with in this connection, and the connection that you have, is very strong. And that sometimes can be quite difficult to manage emotionally. Caught up in this connection is some shadow work. You've got the Devil card. Course in Miracles says, love brings up anything unlike itself to be healed. Boy, yes it does in this connection. You and this person have a chance of healing a connection together and making it become a lot more than what it is at the moment. You have an equal power with these cards. I'm not going to mince words here. You got some big cards. You have an equal power to self-destruct with this, both of you. It's like Apollo with the Greek gods, you know. His arrows can kill and cure. It's like venom, you know, an anti-venom. It can kill and it can cure. There's something about this connection that if it's in the wrong hands could kind of really take you down, and you know that. And the other person knows that, and they're afraid of that, quite rightly probably, and so are you. But also you know that it has the potential to really be something. Enter the Emperor. Somebody has to take charge of this. And I'm just not sure at the moment that either of you can, you know, because we've got this stuck energy where things are just floating around. Where things are, it's like a silent game of chess, this connection. 5 of Swords, Venus and Aquarius, the game of chess. Passive aggression, not saying anything. It's what I don't say that counts. With this Ace of Cups belying all of that in the middle and beating away, so that we know that there's a big heart, there's a big connection here. But you also know there's something, you have to handle it so very carefully. And you're right. Brian and Wendy Freed, Heart of the Fairy Oracle, for the 8 of Cups, I get the Fairy of Hope. This is the Fairy of Despair. Things have gone wrong. You know, she sat there, she's like head in her hands, and out of despair comes this little Fairy of Hope. If you're in separation from somebody, there is hope here. It's what you would class as a dangerous hope. You're probably too afraid to hope it can happen. And I totally understand that. Because a connection like this, with the power it has, can be very destructive to both parties, and you don't want that, and I get that. Most Aquarians are very sensible about these things. There's a lot at stake here. This person is silent. The King of Swords is not speaking particularly. There's a lot of stoicism if you look at these two. They're both looking into nowhere. They're like, zip. My feelings are in a box. And they are. The person that you're dealing with, their feelings are in a box. Your feelings need to be dealt with and your decisions need to be made. And you need to know that you can decide about this without self-destructing or without causing yourself any pain or more pain than is necessary, you know? And I'm not saying you should be experiencing pain in relationships. I'm just saying this is complicated and I can see that, and it's giving me a really itchy ear. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at this triumvirate of cards. We've got the Death card, the Magician and the Devil. I'm going to look at those three together because they're representing the connection between you and your person. I'm going to look at how they feel about you and where they're at, because they're largely silent and in this reading, as they were in the Cancer reading as well. Wowzers. We're going to take an oracle card and think about what we've done. I love that Ace of Cups in the middle. I like the connection, but I can see how it could be tricky. The oracle cards we get are By the Book and Why, which also has a book. Don't judge the book by its cover here. You're going to have to go further with this. You're going to have to ask why. Maybe it's not a question you've dared ask about this person. You dare not hope for it. But I think it's important to stay curious about yourself and about this connection. It would be healthy to do so. Doesn't mean you have to go for it or not go for it. Just means that it would be healthy to keep an open mind. This is such a powerful reading. It's like, woof. Aquarius, I'm going to go do your extended reading. I'm going to clarify these cards, look at how the other person feels and the other side of the story. The link is in the description box. Do like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.